Welcome to Behind the Badge. I'm your host, Chief David Malloy, Director of Public Safety for the City of Novi. And I'm very excited to have Assistant Chief Erick Zinser join us here on Behind the Badge. Erick's our Assistant Chief over all of our uniform operations here in the Novi Police Department. Welcome, Chief, to Behind the Badge.
Thank you, sir.
Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about your background, your education, and the assignments that you've held here in the Police Department?
My education starts with a bachelor's degree from Ferris State University. I've been in law enforcement now 25 years. I've been very proud to say that I started my career as a seasonal police officer on Mackinac Island many, many years ago. By the time I left that police department, I had rose to the rank of lieutenant. I started here, joined the team here at the City of Novi in 1998. From there, it's been a whirlwind, to be honest with you. I can remember one day, a long time ago, when I was a patrolman, holding my now 15-year-old, rocking her. My phone rings at home, and they said, "We have an opening in the Detective Bureau. Are you interested?" And it's been a sprint since then. Spent a few years in the Detective Bureau, promoted to sergeant, eventually promoted to lieutenant, and then just under a year ago, promoted to Assistant Chief of Police.
Excellent. And kind of talk to us about a daily routine for you as an Assistant Chief.
Daily routine starts when I wake up in the morning. I check our shift summary from the night before. We put out what's called shift summary, just kind of summarizing everything that happened over the night. I review the shift procedure, make sure the assignments are correct on there, and get here to the station. We have a morning briefing with all the commanders, so just to talk about the more important things that are happening throughout the day. And from there, it's to checking in with my sergeants, my lieutenants, and just kind of overseeing the full daily operation of the police officers.
Okay. And one of the things that we've really have been very proud to and very fortunate to have here is a very supportive community. But it goes back to the training on how we educate the officers to treat the community. And most recently, we've instituted everyone in the organization is being trained in fair and impartial policing. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that training has been received by our men and women?
Yeah, we kind of have a motto here at the Novi Police Department is to treat every contact as an opportunity to build public trust. Recently, we had sent two of our personnel, one sergeant, one officer, to a train-the-trainer class on fair and impartial policing. Just as recently as a couple of weeks ago, we had all of our officers, all of our employees really in the organization go through the fair and impartial policing. And what it is we're all human, we all have prejudices, and we have to, as law enforcement officers, as members of this organization, we have to see beyond our own prejudices. There's a tendency to make your own predetermined judgments of maybe a situation, of a person. We have to look beyond that, and we have to understand that we treat everybody fairly, treat people how we want to be treated, treat people how we want our own relatives to be treated, and that's our goal every day.
And when we talk about the implicit bias, the bias that sometimes could come out, it's recognizing that not everyone is going to agree with one another, not everyone's going to like one another, but at the end of the day, we're going to treat everyone fairly. There's going to be equity, and we don't treat one community different than how we treat another community. And it's recognizing that everyone has some type of bias, but it's not letting that bias govern the way that you perform your job. And I think the feedback that I heard from the men and women was excellent in terms of having that open discussion.
It was. The open discussion opened their minds and kind of made them reflect back on situations that they've been involved in and said, maybe I could have handled it differently. And moving forward, treat people as they should be treated. And it doesn't, and you're correct, sir, it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. That's not part of it. What matters is how you are treated.
Excellent.
And I'm very proud of our men and women here in this organization. It's almost daily that we receive either a positive Facebook post, a note that comes in to your office about how an officer treated them fairly and they were professional with them, and it's proud when we get those letters coming in.
And this is not being done in response to any kind of issue we've had. I'm proud of the fact that in 2015 we took over 45,000 calls for service. We made over 24,000 traffic stops. So that's nearly 70,000 contacts that we had with members of the public. And out of those 70 contacts, we had 4 citizen complaints filed. That's like 0.005%. So I believe, our men and women, as a result of not only the quality of the people we hire, the education that they have, the training that we provide them, but the ongoing leadership philosophy and community policing philosophy of partnering with our community. When you make 70,000 contacts with the general citizen, some of those being tickets, some of those being arrests, but mostly just being calls for service when we can help people, and you only have 4 people that were dissatisfied to the point that they filed a complaint, I think that speaks volumes to the quality of service that the men and women in our uniform operations are delivering.
Oh, it certainly does. It's almost unthinkable to have that many contacts and have so few complaints about the citizen contact that we have. And you know, we can say that maybe there was 70,000 contacts. Those are documented contacts. I mean, there's so many more that an officer just happens to run into somebody and has a conversation with them that goes undocumented.
Right.
So it just speaks to our values, what we believe in here. It speaks to our mission here at the Novi Police Department, and to show that we treat people fairly.
Excellent. Well, listen, I want to thank you for appearing again on Behind the Badge, and thank you for all you do. It's an honor to work alongside you, and I appreciate everything you do. And to you, the viewing audience, thank you for tuning in to Behind the Badge once again. And until next time, continue to watch Novi Television.